Welcome to the coolest tutorial of Python. This is Bitfumes and I am your host Sarthak. In this episode, we are going to create again a right triangle. But at the end of this episode, you will be able to create that right triangle 180-degree shifted. That means in the last episode, we have created a left-edged right triangle, but this time we are going to create a right-edged right triangle. But how this is implemented? Again, let's see the steps. We need 10 rows as the last time we have. So rows is equal to 10. That's good. So for that we need one for loop. Then after we need to create firstly spaces and then the stars. So you can see the spaces are decreasing and stars are increasing. This means we need two more for loops, one for creating the spaces and other for creating the stars. For each line we need two for loops. Okay, so this means one for loop for, or simply I will say one loop because we will going to use while also. So one loop for spaces and then one loop for stars. Okay, so let's first print the number of lines. We know we can use for I in range initialize with 0 go till 11 and then give colon and let's print I. Run it and yes, we have 0 till 10 which is having 11. So if I say 10, 0 till 9 having 10 rows. That's good. So this is, we have created 10 rows which is done. Okay, then number of spaces. For that we need another for loop which is going to have j in range. For just now I will go and use 0 and 5. So I want 5 spaces. So print space and end with nothing. Okay, so let's see, and you can see every time it printed 5 times spaces. Okay, this is good. Another for loop to create a star, this time k in range and 0 till 5. This time also I'm going to give 5 stars. So print star and this is again going to end with nothing. Let's run and you can see 5 spaces, 5 star, 5 spaces and 5 stars, and at the end we have this print. So let's remove and you can see we have this. So I need to create a new row every time this loops are done. So run it and yes, it is good. Now let's see how we can make this incremented and decremented. That means the spaces has to decrease and stars has to increase. So if I give spaces to the stars, that's look nice, and now I need to decrease it. So what we need, stars will increase. If the value of I is 0, it will print for 1 time. If the value of I is 1, it will print for 2 times. It's just how many times the row, that many times the stars. So instead of doing 0 to 5, I will say 0 till I. Okay, so let's run it. So you can see we have left edged right triangle. We just need to give spaces a decremental system so that these stars will push to right. Okay, so how we can do? So think about this. We need to reverse this star pattern for spaces. And you can see at last stars are 10. This means at the initialization of this, spaces has to 10. Okay, so this means as many times we have the rows, which is 10 here, that many time, first time we want spaces, then we want 9 spaces, then 8 spaces, then so on. So let's just give another n is equal to 10, which is just for number of rows, and I will say range to n This will give the same result. But now what I will do, I will just give this range to n. This means it will give spaces for 10 times every time. But what if I decrease the value of n by 1 every time? Let's correct this, has to be equal sign. Okay, so now it is created a triangle, but that triangle is little different. This is because we have given a space here. If we remove that space, this become right edged triangle. Or if you want spaces, so give a space here and one space at the end here. So this is going to look cool, and we have created this pattern with for loop. Let's create the same pattern with while loop. So I will comment everything, and here I will use while loop. So we need while I is less than 10 or less than equal to 10. So let's define I is equal to 1, initially 1. So print I, and this time loop is infinite. Every time I forgot to increment I 1, and yeah, we have 1 to 10 rows are here. Now we need another while loop. So while j is less than I, as we do for any kind of pattern, so j is equal to 0. So push here, and this time it has to be a star, and j plus plus we need. So j plus equal to 1, and because we need to give end here, that's good. And every time this loops end, we need to give print of new row. Good. Run it, and yeah, we have a simple pattern of left edged right triangle. But we know we need to give the spaces also. So why not create another while loop, and this time let's initialize k is equal to 0, and while k is less than, and as we have did last time, we need to create n is equal to 10 and less than to n. Run it. Let's just comment this, run it. Yeah, same result. So uncomment this, and this time k is less than n. Okay, and now we need to decrement the value of n also. So n minus equal to 1, and here let's just print a space with the end of one space, or no space first, and then we will give a space. And I think it's become infinite loop because k has to increased. So let's just give k plus equal to 1, run it once more, and yes, you can see we are getting this stars, but this is not 10 times. So what's going on here, because it's checking for n, the for loop is just use n one time to create the range, but this while loop is checking n for every time, and we are decrementing this n. So what we can say, we can give 10 here itself, or you can create another variable. So this while loop is not dependent upon this n. We can decrement this, and while loop will run for 10 times. So run it, and this time we are getting this, and if we give one space here, this will become like weird thing, and one space after star, and makes it look better. So this is cool, and in the next episode we want to create a triangle. That means this half and same shifted to the symmetrical right half, so that will be a pyramid kind of thing. So if you have liked this episode, please share this video with your friends. If you have not subscribed to this channel, go and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get instant notification. Like Bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and we will meet in the next episode to start the pyramid. So till then, goodbye.